Hi, good afternoon, traders. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to give my weekly commentary on the markets itself. Okay, so let's just talk about the spiders first. Just give me a second. Yep. Okay, so let's just talk about the spiders. The spiders itself, right? You can see the 50 moving average is actually sort of flattening out. So it's actually what I would call a neutral trend now. It's not up, not down, but flat. Okay, but from the preceding trend, you can see it's up, right? So a little bit more weight to the bulls in this case, but things are starting to look a little bit choppy now, lah. Okay, and you can see that the first support here is actually has blown past the first support, and then we have actually a much stronger support around this 162, 164 region on the SPIs. Okay, and huge volume support around the 161 and 157 region. Okay, and I think what happened is going to happen likely. I mean, it's just for fun now. The prediction is that it's likely to most likely going to bounce off this rate area because this is very strong support, I would say, resistance support, and also the near support lah, around September, the late August to early September region. Okay, so it's a bit neutral now, so just be careful whatever you're trading at. All right, and some of the stocks that I'm trading now, which is Craft. Okay, so Craft, last week I talked about entering at the 78.6 region, which is, this is a thing about 52.15, right? $52.15. So entered around here, okay, and the two targets are 52.69 and 53.246. Okay, both targets have been hit, and you can see that I'm drawing this trend line now, and hopefully I can ride it upwards, possibly close to the highs around the 55.50 region. Okay, and I had a stop loss trade on the IBM because last week I talked about a B trade here around this region. Okay, so I did take half a position. I mean, not half a position. That means 1/3 of the position off here because it's half risk from the stop loss region. So lost 2/3 of the positions at the stop loss here. Okay, so that is the reason why I feel you should always take some early profits first to mitigate your risk. Okay, even if you take half or something, then psychologically you'll be much better lah, because be it a loss or maybe it will go up again or etc. You'll be in a much better position to control your emotions lah, once you take some profits off the table. That's my personal view lah. You may be attuned to a different risk reward ratio and risk method, so it's up to you. Okay, so this is a stop out trade for this. All right, and what else is there? Let's see. Okay, Deers I'm still in. Okay, Deers, I take 2 profit targets also for this, and hopefully I might stop as I break even now. Okay, break even, and hopefully it can continue to ride this trend upwards. Alright, so nothing special going on in the markets. It's a bit choppy lately, and even though it's coming down, it's a bit unclear lah, of where the trend is actually going at the current moment. Alright, another one is CBI. Alright, CBI I got in around this triangle break, which is around this 63 region. Okay, and you can see based on my projection, the target has been reached lah, which is around $70. Alright, I was hoping for pullback so some of y'all can actually get in, but unfortunately we didn't pull back that much in this case. And so this triangle has already been, the target has been reached already. So right now, if it can pull back substantially, probably towards the 61 or 78.6 region, I could take a look at this stock again. Okay, and as for the STI, right? Let's talk about STI. Yeah. Okay, so let's remove all this first. Okay, so the STI last week, 2 weeks back, I talked about this being a heavy resistance and that is likely to pull back either to the 50% or the 618 region of the Fibonacci levels. And I think it has hit the 50 if I'm not wrong. Yep, okay, so it has hit the 50 and rebounded. You can see I mark out this area as a potential support area. And this is just for fun because even if it rebounds here or here, I mean, you wouldn't actually know where it rebound only after the fact. Okay, but based on the odds, it's likely to rebound around this area. That's not to say that it will continue to go up, okay, because you can see the 50 on the Straits Times Index is actually down, okay, sloping down. And it's actually quite a nice down movement of the 50 moving average. So for this, I think likely that the up move could be a little bit short-lived, but we wouldn't know that. We can only play out the odds as we see on the charts. Okay, so right now, like I said, the trend is very, very neutral to unknown at the current moment. And I have a feeling that it's going to come down even more. Okay, it may come out and come down even more, but we shall see about that. So starts to get a little bit tricky in terms of the movement of the market recently. Okay, so okay, let's talk about some of the stocks that I talked about last week. One is SGX. Okay, so SGX, the entry was based on Fibonacci 786 touch. Okay, plus trendline support and some volume done around this area Okay, so anybody who entered here, right, should have taken half already, right, and the 2/3 of the position are currently at a loss now, small loss now. So let the trade play out. Okay, don't be too eager to when you have a battle plan, you must follow the battle plan be it a win or a loss. You must follow the plan. Okay, you must execute the plan properly, and hopefully we can see that the market will start to turn. Okay, and hit the second profit target before we put it at break even, which is at 7.22. Alright, so this is still in play for SGX. And okay, the other one is CAPITALAND, which one of my students took it and have made 2 targets already and is riding this trend. Okay, very nice. Here you can see there's a 618. Okay, this is a normal pullback trade. Okay, with tons of support here. Alright, got in around 1033. Didn't really go against him much. Okay, and it's been moving up. Right, the first 2 targets have already been hit. 1041.5 and 1050 has been hit, and it's been very, very strong. Okay, even though the US market has been coming down, the STI has not been very, very strong. The prices of Capricorn has been much better than expected. Okay, so this just goes to show that anything can happen in the market. Doesn't mean that the news is bad, a certain stock cannot rally and etc. Okay, there will always be things like this happening. So trade based on risk reward measure. Okay, that's the most important. You are trading risk, so make sure your risk parameters are there, and you can still trade these kind of stocks. Good stocks like KEPCORP, no problem, you can still trade it. All right, and I was also hoping to hit the CAPITALAND trade, but unfortunately it did not hit the 618. It was close. All right, this doji was close to hitting this 3044 region, but it did not hit, and it's actually going upwards already So we cannot do anything about it. Okay, we just need to wait and be patient and snipe it when it comes down again. Okay, and I talk about GLP also, and it really came down here. Right, I talk about it being in this current trend channel, plus very heavy overhead resistance around this area, and it has come down quite a little bit. Hoping to see more pullback before considering an entry Maybe the earliest I would consider definitely will be around the 618 region, okay, or the 786 region. Sorry, I'm going to remove this line. And okay, in terms of volume, I think most of the volume is done around this area, the market in yellow. Most of the volume has been done around this area, so minimum I would like to see is at least a 618. Okay, then I'll be contemplating entering position on 274, or even better would be 268. We will see how the price moves. I don't want to see it drop down very quickly. I like to see some controlled selling around here before I consider a position. Okay, so in terms of the market, nothing much going on, to be honest. It's very choppy and not very clear in terms of the direction. Okay, and for those trading at CSI in US stocks, I think even for Tesla and for other stocks like even Facebook, all this, even though they're in play, okay, it's been a little bit more difficult to forecast their movements in terms of this. And for Facebook, you can see from the CSI, right, it's still working very well, but the stop loss is a bit wide for this one. Right, if you enter around 46, right, and stop loss is about 41, so it's actually pretty wide based on the movement of the stock. So if you still like to punt on Facebook and stuff like that, you can wait for a sizable pullback first before you consider this Okay, and another one I think a lot of people are trading is Micron Tech, symbol MU, and doing okay You see, if you trade based on a CSI basis, it's been doing pretty okay. And one tip I can give is that when you trade CSI, it's good to trade stocks that are in play. That means they have movement and stuff like that. Alright, but pay attention to when they release earnings and stuff, because you don't want to be caught out, right, in this kind of stocks. You want to know where the earnings are so that you can avoid them if you're not comfortable with it. Alright, and exit your position earlier. Stuff like that. And in terms of the three musketeers, Blue Mon and stuff like that, right, that a lot of people have been talking about. Now this is why I don't like to trade penny stocks, okay, because things like this could happen. Alright, I've been talking about this many times, right, even in my seminars, that this is why I don't like to touch penny stocks, okay, because you just don't know why, and stocks just come down like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous to be honest. Alright, not saying you cannot trade, okay, for those who like to trade penny stocks because you believe that they can give you exponential gain based on the capital outlay you give, right, it is definitely an okay, what do you call that, I guess it's a okay theory to have I mean, nothing is wrong with that, but when you punt accordingly in terms of your bet size, meaning by you don't put too much capital in it. You don't want to put 200,000-300,000 into a stock like that and then see it fall like that. Alright, just be comfortable with your risk to reward measure. Alright, for me, if I were to, I can punt on Blue Mon, I can punt on Asiasons and stuff like that. Okay, but I size the bets accordingly That means it will only be a small part of my portfolio, right? Like based on like Toto 40 like that Okay. And the story about Asiasons is very interesting. Okay, actually, my mom has this stock. Okay, she held it for many years. Okay, when it was like trading, not doing much around the 20-cent region. Before Asiasons became Asiasons, it was actually another company. I think it's called, I can't remember what is it called but it was bought over by a Dato. If you all know the story okay, then it started running because it started acquiring businesses and stuff like that. And she got it around 30 cents or 20 cents, I can't remember. Okay, then it ran up all the way, this thing ran up all the way to $1. Okay, then I saw that the price movement was a bit weird, so I said exit at $1. Okay, but anyway, it was just based on the chart, nothing special because it broke a certain trend so I asked her to just take a profit because 30 cents to $1 is already very good already correct or not? And then this happened okay. So I look very stupid. Okay, it went all the way to close to $3. So every day she'll call me and complain to me. You see now it's going so much. I could have made X amount of money, etc. But anyway, I'm used to this Okay, that is why you must be careful Okay, when greed is coming you better be careful. Okay, so for her, she's like, hey, I could have made so much more money. You see, you asked me to exit earlier, that kind of thing. Right, and then when this happened, she kept silent because then again, you see, if you bought at 20 cents and it goes up to $1, you sold at $1, and it goes up to $2, and then you sold it, alright, and then after that it goes up to $3, and then you're like, hey, why sell at $2? I could have sold at $3, right? So these are very useless, I feel very useless conversation that you should not have with yourself When you're trading stocks, it's all about risk to reward. Okay, so we know that this adjacents, right, this kind of companies and sort of penny stocks, right, they have the tendency to do this kind of things. So unless you know the company deep down and you know you got insider news or what, I do not know lah, but unless you got very privileged information, right, this thing is, you will never know where it will go, right? Because like I said, people dumping stocks on a very small a penny stock, right, can cause huge moves like this, which can wipe out in a day, which I think is ridiculous lah. And you should never touch this kind of things. And you should only punt them and not, you know, invest a huge portion of the money in this kind of stocks. Okay, so this is one thing I can, the only thing I can tell you about these stocks lah. And just be careful, right? When you trade penny stocks, remember to size your bets accordingly. This is the most important thing. Don't go and put, you know, a big chunk of your net worth in these kind of stocks, because even though it can play out very nicely for you, it could also end up very, very badly. And these stocks doesn't have to come back one, right? Even though they may come back, but they don't have to come back, right? They're not your friend, alright? It's just a stock. Alright, so I hope that you all learned something today, and nothing much going on in the market. So we will see next week how the markets pan out, and anything interesting, I'll actually post it again. Alright, so guys, just trade safe and stay healthy.